My wife started crying and begging me to take her to the hospital after her ex got into a serious accident. I stayed quiet, drove her there in complete silence, watched her run through those sliding doors without looking back once, not even a glance. We'd been married 3 years, together for 5. She'd mentioned Jasper maybe twice in all that time, said they ended things mutually after college, dated for 7 years but just grew apart. No drama, no lingering feelings, just two people who wanted different things. I never worried about him. He seemed like ancient history. I should have paid more attention. Last month, her college friend Jen came to visit for the weekend. We had wine, ordered takeout, the usual catching up stuff. Then Jen started talking about the old days, and Jasper's name kept coming up. I noticed how Nadia's entire body changed. She sat up straighter, leaned forward, stopped touching her food. She started asking question after question, trying to sound casual but failing completely. How's he doing these days? Still at that architecture firm? She even asked if he was seeing anyone. Jen said he'd bought some dream house by the lake. Still single though. Nobody measures up to... She caught herself mid-sentence, looking at me with this uncomfortable expression. Nadia laughed it off and changed the subject fast. That night, I couldn't sleep. Went to get water around 2 a.m. and found Nadia on the couch, scrolling through Jasper's Instagram in the dark. The screen lit up her face with this look I'd never seen before. When she noticed me watching, she quickly switched apps. Just curious, she said with a forced laugh. Wanted to see if he still had that horrible goatee. I let it go. Told myself I was being paranoid. 2 weeks ago, everything shifted. Nadia started working late constantly, sometimes not getting home until 9 or 10 p.m. When she was home, her phone was always face down on the table. She'd check it obsessively, then put it away quickly when I got close. Our conversations became shorter. She was always distracted, always somewhere else in her head. I tried planning date nights, made her favorite meals, bought flowers. Nothing worked. She'd smile and say thank you, but it was like looking at a stranger wearing my wife's face. When I finally asked what was wrong, she'd say work stress and immediately change the subject. You're imagining things, she'd tell me. Everything's fine. Last Tuesday, Jen called Nadia's phone. Nadia had left it on the counter, which was weird because she never went anywhere without it. I answered. Jen sounded confused. Said they were supposed to meet for coffee 2 hours ago, but Nadia never showed. She'd been calling and texting with no response. My stomach dropped. Nadia had told me she was working late that night. When Nadia came home around 9 p.m., I asked where she'd been. At work, she said, not meeting my eyes. I mentioned Jen's call, watched her face cycle through surprise, guilt, then this calculated calm. Oh my god, I completely forgot about Jen, she said. Work has been so crazy lately. So you were at work? I pressed. Yes, of course. Where else would I be? I called her office the next morning. The receptionist said Nadia had left at 3 p.m. the day before for a personal matter. I didn't confront her, just started watching, noticing the way she'd angle her phone away from me, how she'd take calls in the other room, the elaborate excuses that didn't quite add up. Then yesterday, everything exploded. I was making dinner when her phone rang. Jasper's name on the screen. My hand shook as I answered. A hospital administrator. There'd been a serious car accident. They'd found Nadia listed as his emergency contact in his phone. Was she available? When I told Nadia something in her just broke, she grabbed her keys, tears streaming down her face harder than I'd ever seen. Not when her grandmother died. Not at our wedding. This was different. Desperate. Please, she sobbed, already heading for the door. I need to be there. I still love him. The words hung in the air like smoke. I grabbed my keys and drove her there myself. The entire 20-minute drive, she cried and stared out the window. Didn't try to take it back, didn't try to explain, just cried for him. I pulled up to the emergency entrance. She jumped out before I'd even fully stopped, running through those sliding glass doors like her life depended on it. Didn't look back, didn't say thank you, didn't say anything. I sat in that parking lot for an hour, just sat there, watching people come and go, trying to process what had just happened. Then I drove home and packed everything. Clothes, toiletries, my laptop, the photo albums my mom made us. Left her stuff exactly where it was. On the kitchen counter, I left a note on the back of a grocery receipt. Don't worry, he can have you now. She's been blowing up my phone ever since. 67 calls, 42 texts, all saying the same thing. I didn't mean it. Please come back. It was just shock. I panicked. You're my husband. I love you. But I heard what I heard.